Right, let me delete everything that I have on my chart. Right, let me start with crash 300, then I'll go to crash 500. Yeah, I'll move like that. Then I'm mostly starting with where I'm seeing a high probability opportunity for the week. So that's where I'll be starting.
My daughter's here. Sorry. All I know is this shelving. You show the world the actual
Right, so crash 300, let me delete this so that people will think maybe I haven't. This is the current setup, but I'm just gonna remove it. I'll actually see a sell. Then from here, we want to see something like this to buy. But let me just remove everything so that you see where the whole thing is coming from the daily just now. Right. So going to the daily, if I go to the daily time frame on Crash 300, the most important thing is for me to identify what is currently happening overally. Right. So on the daily like this is my current situation here, which is the most important part. And looking at that most important part, I can see here we induced, nice. We broke structure down, beautiful. What else did we do? So yeah, you can actually see that they were still bearish overall. They were still bearish here, still bearish, still pushing to the downside. They even came and took out this supply, tapped that supply, I mean. So tapping on that supply, that was a major selling zone also to the downside. So now here you can actually see that they induced here. They induced there, they broke structure down. Then they changed character to the upside like that. Right, so them changing character like that, it also means that it's now time for them to go up. But for them to go up, we can see that we have an extreme demand there, which most probably they will tap onto. We're actually anticipating them to tap that demand before they shoot all the way upside to around this level there. So even coming down, you could have even caught sales coming down after this inducement to the downside. You could have simply waited for a pullback into something like like here they put back into a fair value gap. In this case, they put back into a fair value gap here. You could have actually taken sales from there. Even this inner inducement here, you could have also caught sales from here. So all of those were opportunities that were being presented that you could have caught. You could have made a lot of money with those simple opportunities. So now I'm simply anticipating a tap here, then we fly up to the upside. So even if I go to the 8-hour, you also see a similar thing there. 8-hour time frame, it's much more clearer. It's much more clear. I can actually see they broke here, that they actually broke. They induced after inducing. So even here, after inducing, they even presented this short-term buys, which were counter trades, obviously, that one could have caught to the upside, but that was not really necessary. So they came now, eventually broke, then they changed character here. So this change of color, let me put it in a different color there. I usually like to put it in green like that. So me putting it in green like that, I know that the market is now bullish overall. So here, this is the zone that we want the market to come and tap. On the 8-hour, you can actually see if ever were to refine it, it's actually this one. So I'll basically mark the fair value gap and the order block like that. So that's where we are going to sell and to use sell into this region. Once they come there, once 15 minutes does this change, we are buying all the way to the upside. It's actually a swing trade that we're going to be holding for a very long time, all the way to the upside there. So this is what is currently happening now um crash 300. This is just an additional confluence that you put. That's just an additional confluence that you add to the entire analysis, but that's not a main factor. That's not a main factor. The main factor is the zones where we're anticipating the market to come and take out, or to come and break, or to come and respect. So basically, this is what we are looking forward to on Crash 300. So right now, where it is now, that's why I said I'm anticipating sales. Those sales now, you see where those sales, why So those sales you actually hold them. Those are sales that are currently going to happen in the next, I think in the next hour or so, they'll actually happen. You can actually take those sales into this region. Once you tap this region, once 15 minutes gives you the shift, then you enter buys. So let me just quickly go to the 15-minute and not waste much time. 15-minute, here I am. Or let me start on 30. Let me start 30 so that sometimes you can find a 30-minute zone that would have been tapped. So here, this is the region that I want to sell onto. That's the reason that you want to sell onto. You can actually see that here they were still bearish. They just there, they broke structure down here like this. Right. So they were still bearish here. You can actually see even here, this was an opportunity to sell the very simple setup. So here they induced here. They've induced and they've tapped one of our zones, which is this supply area, which is good because they've also induced to the downside. Them inducing like this to the downside, it means it's now time to go down. But being time to go down, do you just sell anywhere? Not really. You just wait for a slight pullback into a significant zone. So here coming down, the first TP will be that one, TP1. TP2 will be just within this region. So yeah, what I want you to do, once we take those cells, you can even hold as far as here. They'll give a pullback, give you something like this, like this. Then once you see them doing something like this or inducing, even giving you an inducement on a 15-minute or 30-minute perspective, that will be a moment to actually start entering those buys to the upside on Crash 300. So it's a very swing by that I think I've been waiting for it for some weeks now. For some weeks, I've been waiting for it to come into that region. I've been waiting for it to come into that region. So now, let's see what's happening there. Because on 30-minute, the level that I'm having on 30-minute is this level here. So here, all you now need to know is that this sub inner structure will remain the same. So what do I mean by sub inner structure? For example, here, um, let's say right now they come and let's say right now here they come and break this. Once they break this, they are going to respect this sub inner structure up until they come and take this out, right? So once they break this, you now need to know that they might not come anywhere up there. So this, once it's broken, you know that the only pullback you have is going to be within here, just here. Then the market keeps going and going and going. That sub inner structure which doesn't change up until they've, for example, here, this is sub inner structure, high low, high low. They will never change it up until they finish whatever they want to do. So in other words, they will never induce. That's what I'm basically saying. Especially once they've done that. So yeah, the only pullback that they can do now is before they break here. So here, the liberty that they have is within to pull back within this region before they take this out. So once they pull back up there, we'll take those cells nicely all the way to the downside. That would be a beautiful sell also from the upside. And from there, where can one enter there? You can simply look at structure, very simple structure. I have this extreme level, which is there, right? I have this extreme level, which is there, but I can also mark it like this as well. So that once they come and tap there, you can actually start selling. Once they come and tap, once they just come and tap that region, you can actually sell price 300. Your stop loss is just above here. There, you can even go aggressive as much as you want. You are safe based on the confirmations that I'm looking at. You are safe based on the confirmations that I'm looking at. So this is a very good trade for the day. If you ask me, very, very beautiful trade for the day. Very beautiful trade for the day. So crash standard, that is it. That is what we're looking for to sales. We'll take sales. Then once we are in the region here, we'll actually look for buys. So this whole week, you actually realize that crash 300 is actually presenting a very high probability setup per se. Very, very high probability setup per se. So I'm now on Crash 500. Crash 500 as well. Right, Crash 500, you can see we've been going down, 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 down. All you now need to identify is just to identify our previous major levels of importance or previous levels of importance. You can actually see that they've been going down nicely. They induced, they broke here. Where was the next inducement? So that was an overall bearish order flow that it was respecting on the daily day. They broke. Where else did they induce and broke? Uh, right here, they induced, they broke here. They even gave you an opportunity again there when they did a pullback to the extreme supply. That was a major opportunity there to sell. Then they broke again. Did they induce again here? Yeah, they kind of induced here. Yeah, they kind of induced. Then they broke. You can see that they're still bearish overall. So even if they're going to give you a pullback, it will be a pullback within the overall structure per se. So now here I can see something also. They induced, then they broke. Then here where we are, we can actually see that they have induced like that. So meaning here, if they're going to push up, they have this liberty to these levels, like these supply levels that I'm drawing here. That's the current liberty that they have. The only time that you know that they are now overly bullish is when by you see them breaking everything and also changing that character like that. There now, that will be the overall new push to the upside. So currently, we are going to be taking buys within this region. Right. So once you're done on the 4 hour on the daily like that, you can go to the 8 hour. 8 hour, I like 8 hour too because also has solid structures. Many people they actually ignore the 8 hour time frame, but it actually has very beautiful levels. Like here you can see that's a very beautiful supply, very beautiful clear supply. Even here, the adjustment that happened there, you can actually see it more clearer. Even here on the 8 hour, they induced here, they broke here, very clear, very very clear, very very clear, so clear. So yeah, they were now just maintaining inner structure, inner structure. They maintained inner structure, same here, then here. Eventually, so you actually realize that even on the 8 hour, the adjustment it actually started down here. It actually started down there. That was the 8 hour adjustment. It's actually down here. The daily induced later, obviously due to the difference in time frames. So here they mitigated here, they mitigated also here. They were now going up there. Going up now, them going up now, we have those levels where they have this room of those levels that I marked up there. That's how far they can keep on going up. So you can actually see that them going up, they're actually going up in form of bullish order flow. In form of bullish order flow. They are inducing, breaking. On the lower time frames, it will actually appear in form of a change of character. You actually see it. They induced again there, then they broke. Those were all opportunities that were you informed or had you this knowledge, you're going to make a lot of money just from those levels that I'm just marking. For example, here. For example, here. So here on the 4 hour, this is the adjustment. You can see they pulled back, they came there, they did a break. So on the 4 hour, it's actually a very, very interesting structure in the sense that there is a change of character actually on the 4 hour. Because here, that's an induce, then they broke, then they changed character like that, you see? So that being a change of character like that on the 4 hour like that, it means we still have a lot of room to go to the upside. Even those levels, we are still going to come to all those levels up there for our TPs. So all you will be doing, you'll be following structure all the way to the upside. So that's the change of color that happened. I can even remove it. I can put it in a different color like this to establish that we're now shooting up. So yeah, even before they came to take that out, they were actually giving you opportunities to buy. They came here, they broke. After breaking there, what did they do again? They did another adjustment. They gave you another adjustment, which was here. After the inducement, they went all the way up. The inducement is actually here. They induced, they went up. So here you can actually see that they were now giving you this bullish structure. This bullish structure to the upside. It was actually, they're actually now giving you that. So you can actually see that even if you're to mark structure, that was your let me mark it nicely like this. Right. So they're now going up. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Why is that a higher high? Because of this inducement to the downside. This is not a change of character. Many people, they confuse this. They say this is a change of character. By the time the market comes back to the extreme supply, they are busy selling and they're wiped out, which is one form of manipulation that institutions use against retail traders without understanding of proper institutional structure. So here, where did they eventually pull back? They gave you a pullback here to this level there. So there it was a very beautiful opportunity to take buys from on Crash 500. Even here, they also gave you this pullback here to this demand area here. Going to a lower time frame, you can actually get this entry and this entry so easily, so easily, very easily. So right, so it was like this. So now, what is currently happening there? Where is our adjustment? Our adjustment is going to be here, right? According to the 4 hour. So once they induce there, they can even give you a major pullback to a demand area like this before they continue going up, right? So you'll be looking forward to something like this before a continuation up, right? So here and here, let me just go to 1 hour or 15 minutes. So you see how much money people are missing out on the market due to a lack of understanding. I always tell people the skill is the ultimate asset that you ever have in forex trading. The skill is the ultimate asset that you ever have. They tap the level. After tapping the level, all I need here is this. Once I get this slight pullback into this region, that was my entry point. Very simple and straightforward. Very simple and straightforward. The stop loss, I could have put it here or just below the level. Where is my TP? My TP is based on that higher time frame structure. The higher time frame structure, this is the leg up there. Very simple and straightforward. Many people, they are not even aware of these things. A lot of people are not even aware of even the correct application of the things that I'm talking about. They're not aware of. Once you have the skill, I always tell people there's nothing that you can ever do on the markets. There is nothing that you can ever do. So here, what they did, they broke there. That's a clear adjustment there. So here, what I do, I can even enter this trade from that adjustment level, put it below this demand, right? That was the first entry, which didn't go far, which is okay. But the next major important entry is always the one that comes, the pullback entry, which is here. When they come back to pull back the whole level like this. So there you will see that they also gave us another opportunity. They also did other confirmations as well. So I could have ended straight on the level or even waited for that confirmation. Both entries were correct. So if I ended there, I could have even put my stop loss even within this region like this because I know we are going up definitely. So if them coming and inducing there, I can even add another entry there as well upon the inducement there. That this one, my stop loss now will be here. This one will be also here like this. Very, very, very powerful, dangerous entries that once you understand and you now know them, you'll make a lot of money from the markets that people will not even understand how you're doing it. So this way how you could have entered those opportunities that I just showed you. I can show you all these other entries, but for the sake of time, I don't want to show you how you could have caught the cells. For the sake of times, I'm just showing you how you could have caught these trades that are in alignment with our current order flow, which is bullish. So looking now on the 15-minute or looking on the 15-minute, there's this 4 hour inducement that I showed you. Let me go to 1 hour and see if ever they've already, right, this is the 1 hour. So this is the 1 hour. That was the trade that you're supposed to take. That was the trade that you're supposed to take on Crash 500. This one was also so yeah, even you could have even held this trade as far as inducement is concerned. So long they haven't induced, you could have even still been holding this trade up there. Then when you see them now shifting there, doing their adjustments and all that, that's when you now exit that trade. So now looking on the 1 hour, you can actually see that they've induced already, which is good. They've induced already, which is here. That's kind of our adjustment there on the 1 hour. So them inducing there, we still have a lot of room for them to keep going down. But they're going down now. They are coming down. You see that they are respecting this sub inner structure. Down, up. So here, where they're down here. They can give you a pullback to this level before continuing like this. They can give you a pullback there to that level before they keep going to the downside. Before they keep going to the downside, they can give you a pullback to this region here. To this region here. You can get a pullback there. So it means the entry that will be entering will simply be a pullback entry. Nothing much, nothing crazy, but just a pullback entry. Yeah, to just be a pullback entry to the upside. So guys, I hope we are together. I hope we are together. I hope we are together, and I hope you're understanding the structures that we are having here. The structures that we are having. So yeah, if they are going to pull back, I told you they can pull back all the way down here. All the way down here. The first level I have is this one. This one. Right? Then down there they can come as well. So those are the pullbacks that we are basically looking forward to. So let's see on the 15-minute. So if ever you are to compare the two, if ever you are to compare the two, comparing what do you call this? Comparing Crash 300 and Crash 500, you can actually see that the one with the best A plus setup is Crash 300 in the sense that it is actually it's actually on a high probability area in terms of the current order flow that it's flowing at, and it's actually a pro trend trade that you'll be taking. That's why it's an A plus when you're comparing those two. So here they broke there. After they broke, you can see that here they've induced. So if you're going to take a trade there, you're simply taking a reversal trade. It's a reversal to the upside. It's a reversal to this region before we continue selling. It will be a reversal entry to that region there. And reversal trades, they're not really high probability. They're not really high probability. They're not really high probability per se. They're not really high probability trades per se. Reversal trades are not really high probability trades per se. Because here they have this level that they must come and take out. So that's why reversal trades, I don't usually prefer, especially if someone is a beginner, I don't usually prefer them to take reversal trades in the sense that the market can even keep on, for example, here you can actually see that you can actually see the bearish flow. The bearish flow, you can actually see that's a low there. They induced then that's a lower high. They came down, that's a lower low. So someone taking a buy, it's not really an A plus. The A plus setup in such a scenario would be a sell, not actually the buy, not necessarily the buy. So here you can actually see that after them inducing like this, the entry that you would have taken was this sell here. You could have taken that sell nicely from there up there. So comparing the two, you can actually focus on Crash 300 mostly because it's actually giving high probability setup, and it's with the trend. With the trend. It's with the trend. It's actually with the trend. So this one, for now, it's not really giving what I want. It can give those buys. Nothing wrong. It can actually give these these buys to the upside. It can actually give these pullback buys. But the fact that they're just pullback entries, that's just the fact that they're not really. So if ever you're going to take such a pullback entry, you don't need to risk a lot of money there. You don't need to risk the same normal risk that you do on the normal pro trend entries. So yeah, that will be the thing there on. But I'm basically anticipating from there the sales will be actually high probability than the buy. So going back to crash 300, you'll see comparing the two, I told you that this one it's high probability more than that one. So here, this is the trade that we want to take. This is the trade which when it comes to probability, I told you it's a higher probability than the crash 500. Already we now have. So this is a very good setup. As I said, it can come all the way there, right? But once it comes, for example, here, there's this first supply that is here. There's that first supply that is there because now what they're doing, they're simply now respecting what they're simply now respecting sub-internal structure. So according to sub-internal structure, you can see that was a low, that was a high, that was a low. So they're going to pull back, then pull back as far as here, low, up until they finish like this. It's the same way here. It's the same way here. Someone might have waited for or expected the market after inducing like this, of which that was a pullback. For example, according to sub inner, that was a high, that was a low. The minute they break it like this, there's no pullback that will come here before the continuation. They're not just respecting sub inner up until they finish the move that they want to finish. Same thing here. Once they come here, the most pullback, I'm anticipating it to be within the sub inner level there. The sub inner level is here. So right there. That's where you can actually get your entry. Stop loss, just give it room like this. So as I said, also, if they break now, you can actually now follow, you will now just be following the new sub inner structure. So yeah, if they break, it means they can pull back as far as there, then they just go and go up until they finish like that. Because what you're simply trading there, you're simply trading internal structure. That's what you're simply trading there. So I hope we're together on that one. I hope we're all together on that one. I hope we're all together on that one. I hope we're together on that one. But it's basically giving a very beautiful sell opportunity that I'm seeing there on crash 300. Right. So yeah, we're basically looking forward for sales somewhere around there. Somewhere up there, up there, up there. Very beautiful. Especially also even here. Even there on the, you see there the fair value gap, you can even start to enter sales, especially on the fair value gap there. You can even start to enter. Then once you see something like a rejection, I always tell, once it comes there, gives you some slight rejection, then you can add more trades. Then we just go. Something like that. So those are two powerful breakdowns or two powerful trade entries that I'm mostly looking forward to. Then volatility 75, I think I did speak about it, that we are currently still bullish. We're currently still bullish. All you need now is to get a buy entry because there we haven't changed our major character, of which I'm anticipating the change there. We're still bullish inside, so I'm still anticipating them to come, push, and change there. So basing on where we are currently, you can actually see that they are giving us bullish market structure, higher, low. The higher high was here. So they induced here. After inducing here, they also induced to the upside. This is your higher low. So them coming back to your extreme higher low, like what they did. This is the higher low. Them coming back like this. They came there, I think it was today. You could have actually entered buys there straight away. So now the confirmation that I showed you on 15 minutes, that's just an additional confirmation that you're now getting on your zone. So this one is also compare. So if we are going to compare the two, you'll see that Crash 300 and VIX 75, they're actually giving us most of the A plus setups. So yeah, this one is actually almost on the level. This one you can actually buy. You can actually buy volatility 75 exactly here. I want you to buy here, exactly there. Once they tap there, you buy. The stop loss, you can just put it below here or below here. Just here is for safety, but the proper one is actually here. But it's actually a buy. Personally, I'm in. I had some buys here. I remember yesterday we took some buys around here because there I was anticipating them to fully change, but they didn't fully break there because if you go to other time frames like your 30-minute, you realize that they actually failed to induce there. So them failing to induce there or failing to change structure there, it was a sign that they still had to a lot of room to keep going down. So right now where they are, I'm anticipating a push, nice push into some levels up there. So yeah, we now have a higher high, this one. And this one, we're anticipating it. It's already a higher low based on what we saw in 15 minutes. We now anticipate a push to this change of character leg there. If it comes to the change of character leg and fails to break it, you'll see a mysterious move. A mysterious move there is whereby it comes there. Once it comes there, fails to break here. It will give you a nice inducement. A nice inducement. Then they drop, they come and change everything here. They something like this. That is if ever they fail to change character. But I'm not anticipating that as well. I'm basically anticipating to change. But if they don't change, at least you know I have an idea of what how they're going to move. So this is a trade that you can even take in the next 15 minutes. I think in the next 15 minutes, I think it will be on the zone. In the next 15 minutes, I believe it will be on our zone. I usually like also to go to these minor time frames on VIX because they can even show you clearly the break or the shift of structure also. So this is a good entry that I'm looking forward to. It's a buy. There are so many buys that VIX actually presented from below here. I remember some of the guys that I trade with privately. We actually took buys from this 15-minute inducement that happened here. When the market induced here on 15 minute, them inducing there, it simply meant that we now have a lower low, right? If you take structure from the left, they were still bearish. So if you notice on the 15-minute, they have changed character. That change of character that I'm talking about up there, it's a higher time frame or a higher time frame change of character. This one. It's the 4 hour one, 4 hour change of character. But basically here you can actually see that they've actually shifted because here, if you notice structure, this was a lower high. They came here, bounced on it. That was a sell. They broke here. Then eventually they broke here. They broke there like this. Then eventually they came and they changed this 15-minute character. So when you are looking at it from institutional terminology, that would simply be that's a minor change of character since it's a lower time frame change of character. So all we are now pushing forward now. That's why I'm anticipating that major change of character to happen. That's why I'm anticipating to happen. That's why I'm anticipating to happen. So there, just this inducement, it was an entry. This inducement. So here, if you bought here and they failed to change character, it was still okay. You would have made money with the buy. So yeah, they once they change character, this trade you would have shifted stop loss to entry. You are now holding it to the major change of character leg, which is up, 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 up there. That was the first major entry that we took with some of my guys there. So even now you still be holding because we haven't hit there. So the next one, it came obviously after they changed to that. Obviously, you now want an adjustment, which is in this case, this is it. Someone can come and even put it here. That's also correct. This is the adjustment there. After inducing like that, Then they induce again to the upside like this. You would have entered exactly on the breakout there. That was the next entry. Very simple, very, very simple. You're going to put your stop loss just below here. TP, same TP up, up, up there. Same TP, TP up, up, up there. Same TP up, up, up there. All these minor channels, those are just minor channels to just scale in if you want to scale in, but those are not high. You can scale in, yes, but for me, when it comes to, I prefer scaling in mostly on institutional patterns, institutional price patterns more than on those short ones. These ones I can use them to shift my stop losses and all that and all that. So they now came and broke structure again, higher low. They now came back to the higher low. They haven't taken it out. So there's no change of character to the downside. So it means we're still bullish. Then we now have this adjustment, which is, so that's why it's a high probability, and it's a high probability as well, this one. High probability where you can even increase your risk and you'll see what is going to happen. So those are the opportunities that I want you to partake in today. VIX75, beautiful, almost on the zone. You can even start buying now. You can even start buying VIX75 now. You can even start buying VIX75 now.